Hey everyone, I am in the craft room today, and today is going to be another episode of Garbage to Gorgeous. And this particular item is a chair that I found in my sister's neighborhood. They had a big spring cleanup, so I drove around her neighborhood and snagged it. My husband did fix it to kind of stabilize everything, and now I'm going to redo it. So here's what I have. It is a taller kind of bar stool height chair. And it's a little bit rocky, but I'll fix that up later. And I had it sitting outside and kind of, sprayed it with Lysol and everything before I even brought it in. And it was a little bit rocky and unstable, like a little shaky. My husband glued it, added some screws where it was needed. Now it's good and stable, and I just need to fix it being uneven. But that can come later. The first thing I need to do is remove the cushion so I can start working on it. And I have a Phillips screwdriver. This particular chair was attached with a Phillips screwdriver, and you want to make sure you have a screwdriver long enough to get down in there. Once you get everything unscrewed, it should be no problem pulling the cushion off. So you want to put the screws in a safe place so you don't lose them. The next thing we need to do is take the fabric off, and even if you like the fabric, I would recommend taking it off just because you don't know where it's been. I mean, if it came from like a friend's house or something like that, that's one thing, but if not, take a screwdriver and get under these staples or whatever yours happens to be attached with and just start pulling them out. And then just go ahead and pop that fabric right off. And so I have the fabric off, and it turns out that was just the first layer. This is actually what it must have been originally. So now I'm going to remove this too, because again, I just don't know anything about the house that this came from. So I'm going to remove this fabric as well. Alright, here it is, and now we're down to the cushion, and I will say whoever put that last layer of fabric on did a heck of a job, because it was quite a job to pull it off. So I'm pulling the foam off. Now what we need to do is a little sanding. We need to rough up the surface so our paint will adhere, and do that to the whole chair. Once you have everything sanded, take a damp cloth, run it along everywhere, and get all of that dust off. Now what I'm going to do is paint, and I'm using the same paint that I used on the owl stool, and it's the Americana Decor Chalky Finish in this blue. This is actually the project I bought this for. I just happened to use it on that owl stool, and I'm just going to paint the whole thing. It'll take 2 coats for sure, and I did buy the paint at Home Depot. So I am just going to paint this whole thing and give it a whole new look. The second coat of paint is drying on the chair, so I have that set to the side. Now I'm going to work on recovering the cushion. Everything's been taken apart. I did paint the bottom just to clean it up a little bit, but there was no need to do it otherwise. And I cut a piece of foam, and this foam came in a roll, and I traced it out, and I traced it just a little bit larger than the actual size. And then what I have here is the fabric I want to use, which is that duck cloth canvas, and then I have, which I used on the Mother's Day pillow, then I have just a little bit of batting, quilt batting. So I'm going to plop this on there, and I'm going to center it here. And as you can see, I have a little bit of an oversize. Now when you have everything in place, you want to make sure you have enough fabric to pull over the sides to attach to the wood below. And I definitely do. And I have a staple gun. This one happens to be an electric staple gun. You don't need an electric staple gun. It could be just a regular staple gun. So what I like to do, and everybody's kind of has their own style, and maybe there's a right, maybe there's a wrong, but this is the way I do it. I like to do the corners first. So I'm going to start pulling at the one. You want to pull it nice and tight. And then I'll go to the opposite corner Now I like to do the corners right away, and the way to do it neat is now what you want to do is take the fabric this way, and that will give you a nice neat corner. So what you do is you pull it one way, nice and tight, and the other way, nice and tight. And now you hold it, and you're careful with your fingers. Now you have a nice neat corner. And you want to repeat that on your other corners as well. And then you just want to go along the edges. This is how it looks so far. So you got your corners in, and now you want to do the rest of the sides. And I like to start in the middle, and then just keep going along the edge. And do that around the rest of the cushion. And obviously you can see this is way more than we need fabric-wise underneath here. So you can cut this excess off as you go or at the end. Now I've trimmed off the excess, and if you have some of the staples that maybe didn't go in all the way, take a hammer and just whack them in the rest of the way. And there's your cushion. Let's see how the chair is going to look. Here it is. And it fits perfect. So really cute. I like the color combination. Now all I have to do is reattach it by screwing it back in. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back. So here it is all finished. Within a matter of hours, it went from a piece of trash that was going to end up in a landfill to this fabulous accent chair. So really it went from garbage to gorgeous. I only have one thing left to do. It's still a little uneven. I have this little pad, and this prevents it from scratching, and in this case it is perfect to just even it out. I'm going to put it right underneath there, and now it's stable. It doesn't rock at all anymore. Perfect. I hope you enjoyed another episode of the Garbage to Gorgeous series, and I will have more coming. Remember to stick around for Craft Share, and we will definitely see you next time. Leave your comments below on how you think it turned out, and happy crafting. We'll definitely see you next time.